I'm here this morning, folks. 8 o'clock. I'm about a half an hour late, 8 o'clock in the morning. I wanted to get a little dolled up today. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just wake up, jump out of bed, throw a hat on, and that's it. This time I thought, let's take the shower first rather than after. You know, all my little secrets here. But anyway, oh man, still trying to wake up. I woke up a little late today, 7:10. Ooh, wow. Anything past 6 o'clock is a lucky break for me. So here I am, everybody, or the one person who's here, and soon to be more, I'm sure. But gonna put that invite link up early. All right, people are coming in. Thanks, guys. Just be with you in a second. As soon as I get this link up, I'll be with you. So let's. Oh, come on. There it is. The morning link. There it is. Boom. Bam. All right, so we'll see how we do today. Hello, first of all, we got Mike. Hello, Mike. Hello, Matchstick Man. Good morning. And here we are. The weather today, as I like to give the weather report here, is a little on the cloudy side. I don't like clouds. Somebody asked me the other day, when you start out, what's a good morning for you? Like what indicates like it's going to be a good day or something? Well, I say two things. Well, first of all, the fact that I'm awake. The fact that I've woken up and I've been granted another day. Thank you. It's always you know, to be acknowledged that you're alive another day. And then after you open your eyes and find out you're up and alive and ticking, then the question becomes, what's the weather like? And if the weather's sunny, I'm set. Being alive and sunny is the two biggest things. But then the third thing is, how do you feel? You know what I mean? How do you feel? That's the other question. Okay. Yes, indeed. Hello, Patrick. Yes, indeed. I don't know what afternoon here. 14:02. What is that? Military time here? But and hello to Spain. That's pretty amazing. Hello, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Uh, I've looked at clouds from both sides now. Good morning. Thank you, Kevin. Very much so. Very much so. So well said. Um, okay, what do I have today? No big plans. I'm gonna go out to breakfast with Miss Mayo later on. Gonna be going out to breakfast probably about. No, I'll be off here by around, I don't know, 9:15. I'm only going to be on here about an hour and 20 minutes at the most, if not earlier. So I'm not going to be here that long today. I just got a late start, you know. When I get a late start, that's what happens. So let's see how my tea is doing over here. Okay, it's 2 hours after lunch. Okay, well, that depends what time lunch is. Some people eat lunch at 12 noon here, or 1 p.m., or, you know. No, I'm just, you know. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, she's doing real well. Yeah, she's doing real well. Talking about her cold, and she's so much better than she was. Yeah, so that's good. And so far, I don't think I don't know how long she's been sick. 2 weeks, maybe not quite 2 weeks. It just feels like 2 weeks. But so far, I don't want to jinx it, but it seems like I haven't really caught anything. I mean, taking, I've taken multivitamins. Not only do I take multivitamins, but I also take 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C as well. And I've been taking 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C long before COVID came, so long before 2020. So I'm just hoping that I've got some kind of an immune system boost of some kind. And in addition to now, trying to knock off the carbs and sugar a lot. So there you go. Um, Yeah, I guess you could call it that, Kevin. I guess you could say this is the underdubbed version. Absolutely. I guess you could say that. Hello, Robbie. Hello, welcome. And I guess you could say that. Let's see if this tea is okay to drink now. All right. Yeah, still got the teaspoon in there. Do that for a while. Lingo McHarrison. What's the good word? Yeah, there's a lot of names like that. Combinations of the. One of them was Harris Star or something. McHarris. There's all kinds of names. I don't even know. Lingo McHarrison. A combination, but there's other people too. I forget some of the other combinations of names I've seen out there with Beatles flavor to them. So here we are. Oh, I'm hoping more people come up with ideas and comments because, as I say, well, I'm just here by myself. Okay, what kind of tea is this? I don't know what kind of tea that is, but there you go. Something to think about. Yeah, this well, what I'm drinking now is peppermint tea, and I'm hoping that peppermint. I've read that peppermint's good for you, so I don't know. Lingo McHarrison thought long and hard to come up with the name. Yeah, that happens. Yeah, Lennon and Ringo together, and then McCartney and Harrison there. Oh, a Chinese root. Okay, yeah. Well, I was doing green tea for a while, but the green tea was actually giving me agita, as they say. So, am I going to do a Lennon show tomorrow? I doubt I'm going to actually do a formal John Lennon show. But if things go according to plan, I should be here, in the morning like this to do the morning show. You know, but we'll see. And who knows? There might be an impromptu thing late at night, but I don't think so necessarily. Hello, back bacon and beer. It's a good word. Harrison doesn't like that being lumped in with Paul McHarrison. Yeah, that's a good point. It's hard to come up with a name. I think somebody said Harristar once. How about this name if it was me? Len, as in Lennon. Len, as if my first name's Len. Len McHarristar. Somebody might already have that. I don't really know. Yes, indeed. Well, of course. Yes, indeed. I do that every day. I do that every day. Yes, so true. Where's the Lennon in there? I don't see Lennon in there anywhere. Poor John, always forgotten. Always forgotten. Yeah, I'll remember him tomorrow, that's for sure. Len McStarrison. Put Len in front of there. Give John a little attention. Come on, guys. Yes, yes, there you go. Same first name, Len. Yes, Len McStarrison. That's pretty good. All right, I don't want this whole thing to turn into different alternate names. That's what we have. We could come up with different Beatle names. That sometimes happens. When I was looking for names for my movie channel, it didn't stop. By the way, I'm going to promote my movie channel again, and there it is. Yes, indeed. I just have a new interview. Geez, I get so mixed up. What channel am I on here? I have a new review up, a movie review up of the new Godzilla film, Godzilla Minus One. So that's up there. So you can check that out. Yeah. I hate to say it, but I think that I think that that saying came from somebody else. I think that's another one that John borrowed from something he read. So another thing you go, you know. What's your favorite Christmas song other than a Beatles song? Holly Jolly Christmas by Burl Ives. I actually like Feliz Navidad, believe it or not, by Jose Feliciano. I mean, it's not the kind of song I'd initially go for, but because it's just very upbeat and you know happy, so I do like that. That's fun. So anyway, let's continue. Pops O'Reilly, hello, good morning. There you go. There's a thought there. An underdubbed morning show without Beetle Babe. Have you seen the film Heredity? No, I have not. That's one that slipped through the cracks for me with the the horror stuff. Yeah, at least John admitted that he borrowed a lot of things. Yeah, John could always nick a thing, always nick a song. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Brenda Lee's song, what's that, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, just went to number one. Those are all the kind of songs I like. I mean, I don't know. I got to try to think. I also like the Waitress's song, believe it or not, Christmas Rap. I like that a lot. Hey, it's my Archie Bunker guy. What do you say there, little girl? Huh? She me says, huh? It always feels that's an impression that always feels good to say. Always feels good to say that. I don't know what it is about it. Yeah, I don't believe that. If you're talking about the My Sweet Lord, He's So Fine controversy, I don't believe he consciously ripped that off. I don't. I really don't. Yes, another rest in peace for Norman Lear, the guy who created All in the Family, the great show. He died at 101. That's amazing. And the last time I saw him, which wasn't too long ago, where he was on some show, probably a All in the Family thing tribute. He actually was in very good shape for like whatever he was at the time, 90, 98, 98, 99, whatever. So that's pretty amazing. Like I said, I always say I'd like to live to at least 90. I always say I'd like to be alive. I hope to blow out the candles on if I can blow them out still, on my 90th birthday cake. But I only want to be 90 if I'm going to be reasonably healthy, fully aware of my faculties, able to do things for myself. I don't want to be a vegetable or in a wheelchair. A wheelchair is okay. People that watching me are probably in a wheelchair. I don't mean it that way. I don't mean it that way. I just mean, I just want to be cognitive. I want to have my cognitive function. You know what I mean? That's what it is. And if it lasts to 91, 92, even better. But I'd like to think I've got like 30 good years left, would be nice. But okay, we're talking about Norman Lear was at Ebert's Film Fest a couple years ago, definitely with it and in great shape. Yeah, a lot of it's luck, a lot of it's genetics, right? A lot of it's heredity, a lot of it is just if you're lucky, if you get lucky, come from a good gene pool. Um, and some of it is if you take care of yourself. The only thing I can say for me is that I never smoked in my entire life, and I never really drank. I mean, I've had some alcohol beverages in my life, but you know, I'm a very rare, rare, rare drinker. So I don't drink or smoke. As you know, I don't eat the best. I'm working on that now. Worked on it. I've been working on it several times in my life. You can see photographs of me in my banner on my main page where you see me the result of working on it, not eating sugar and crap and being really slim. There was a point where I was too slim. Yeah, there was. There was a point where my ribs were showing. It was too much. But anyway, so yeah, that's what can I say? But I got things, I got problems that I'm wondering about. You know, yeah, I've said this many, many times. I would take this over money. You know what I mean? I would rather live a long time and be healthy and sound of mind is the most important thing. Money, it's good to have money, and money's important. You need money to live in this world. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. But I've said this many times before. If there was a button over here, I can't do this. If there was a button over here that said you could have all the money in the world, you could guarantee to have like $100 million. Press this button, you get $100 million. And you take your chances how long you're going to live. You may die tomorrow, you may live to 100, but take your chances. Or if you press this button, it says you're not going to win the lottery, you're not going to get $100 million, but you guaranteed to win, to live a long life and win health, be completely healthy, completely sound of mind, feel great, and live to like 95. Pick now. I definitely pick that. Believe it or not, I'd leave the $100 million on the table. And I know this because when I was younger, and I know I would do this because when I was younger, in my late 20s, well, no, early 20s, 23, 20, yeah, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, I had some health issues. And let me tell you, I would have given anything back then to be, top notch. And thank God I did get back to where I once belonged, as they say. So yeah, I know from experience, there's nothing like health, and a lot of people take their health for granted. A lot of people out there, uh, yeah, I think, you're crazy, Henry. I think you're missing the point. Henry puts, I think you're missing the point. I'm not saying, well, you die for okay. Well, I know what you're saying, but whatever. Of course, you take it. You're not again. You're not old enough. You're 21. There'll come a time. Hopefully, you have a good life and you're healthy. But there may come a time when you'll see how important health is. That it's more than money. And some people just don't never know that. Take their health for granted. And for the last 30 years, I admit it. For the last 30 years, I've been screwing around with it. Like, haven't been taking the best care of myself. I'm trying to do better now. And I've lost a few pounds already, and I'm trying to do better. And I don't know if it's too late. Ringo Starr turned his life around at the age of 48. At the time, 48 seemed kind of old to me. It doesn't seem 48 doesn't seem old anymore. But he turned his life around, and it was not too late for Ringo, as we can see. But when you're 60, is it too late to turn it around at 60? I don't know. We'll find out. Good morning, Penny Lane. You're in my ears and in my eyes. Okay. I don't know what this question means. Does Miss Mayo have any tolerance to any of your idiosyncrasies? I don't know what you mean by that. If you mean like some of the things that annoy her, there's things that annoy her about me. There's things that annoy me about her. So it's a mutual thing, and we have to tolerate them. You know, if that's what you mean. Yeah, Ringo is. It's an amazing story because Ringo, as a child, was very sick, very sickly, almost died. More than once, I think. And he's like amazing now, and going strong at 83. So it's pretty good. Even though I gotta say, and this is, I always have to preface this by saying this is no slight on Ringo. I praise Ringo, and if I'm half as good as he is at that age, I'd be thrilled. But he is slowing down a little bit. I mean, he's still playing tour, but I can hear in interviews he's getting a little more sluggish in his speech. His speech is getting a little more sluggish about all the original Blue albums. A little bit, just a little bit. Again, it's not making fun of Ringo. It's not picking on Ringo. I love Ringo, and I think he's really an inspiration, and it's amazing the great shape he's in. But I can tell that he's like just a little more sluggish, slurred than he was. That's about it. But still, you can't argue. You can't quibble. Yes, there are things I do that annoy her. One of the things that annoys the hell out of her, I don't mind telling you, is me doing movie lines. You know how I do movie lines? Like I'll sit here and I'll do it's just something from a movie. And she doesn't know. She doesn't. I think it annoys her. Two things annoy her. Number one, the fact that she doesn't know what the hell I'm doing. If I do a line, she doesn't know where it comes from, so it drives her crazy. And hearing a line from a movie or a TV show out of context is something that she doesn't really love. And then she hates repetition. Like I'm a repeater. Like if I do like me like if I go, oh geez, Jimmy says, huh? She may take that once, but then if I go later on and we're driving, I go, oh geez, Jimmy says, huh? Oh gee, she'll say, will you stop, please? Please don't do that anymore, and stuff. So it's funny, But and there's things about her that annoy the hell out of me. What do you think? I'm the only one, but it doesn't have to be Archie. It could be anything. Like one thing that drives her crazy is like a simple line that I like from the movie The King of Comedy. I've talked about this before. It's the movie with Robert De Niro and Jerry Lewis. And Jerry Lewis, Robert De Niro kidnaps Jerry Lewis and ties him up, and he's tied up to a chair, and he's got a gun, right? And he's going through Jerry's like pockets, and he finds like lifesavers or something, and he goes, Jerry, are these yours? And Jerry doesn't answer him. He's sitting there, and he goes, Jerry, these are yours? And he goes, yeah. And he says, do you mind if I have one? And he goes, no. Now all I got to do is simply, we could be driving in the car, and all I got to do is say, all I got to do is say, like, driving to go, Jerry, are these yours? She goes, stop it, stop it, stop it. Just a few words. It drives her nuts. I don't know why, but I don't know what this means. It annoys me when women start with a long breath. Can you, what do you mean, like asking you to do something? I tell you, I don't say that all day long, the Archie thing, Woodland, but it's getting to that point because I do it here all the time. You know what I mean? It feels like I do it all the time. But, well, I'll tell you something about this. You know, do I do Archie in the car? Well, what happens is I'm talking I'm doing Archieisms and everything we do. Like we'll be driving and say, hey, do you mind if we stop at like Target? I gotta pick up something. Like, oh, geez, stop at Target. Something like that. Like I'll do that and I'll pull over and I'll say, come on there, will you, huh? And sometimes you're gonna love this, but sometimes she'll come in and I'll be sitting down and she'll actually, if she's making dinner, she'll come over and bring the plate or something. I go, okay, eat it, leave it there, huh? Once in a while I get into an Archie mode just for fun, But I'm starting to do that a lot. Like I'll be driving and I'll be just going like do that whining Archie voice. Anyway, that's enough Archie for one morning here. So what's going on, folks? What is on your mind this afternoon? Huh? Hello, everybody. I'm here and encouraging a free and open exchange of ideas and of opinions in the belief that as American citizens and other people, too, we have the right to hear and to be heard. And what is on your mind this afternoon? Okay, here we go. This is an interesting opinion. The Band on the Run song, the underdubbed version of the Band on the Run song, is out on Paul's YouTube channel. I think it sounds better stripped back. Okay, that's really cool. And I see Elementary Penguin loves this stuff with Archie, of course. Woodland, I don't know what this is all about. I saw a photo of Ringo a couple of days ago with his granddaughter. He is really looking his age. He's starting to look his age a little. See that? I mean, look. Let's face it. He looks great, but you can see there's things going on when I look at him. His teeth are kind of a little bit weird. You, if you ever get close to him, see, he wears the beard, but if he didn't have the beard, you'd see a lot of lines on the side and the neck. Listen, again, I know you're going to get people watching this that are going to say, "Will you stop that? Stop picking on Ringo. He looks great for his age. How dare you?" I'm saying I'm not picking on him. I think the man looks fantastic. I'm just what Penny Lane and I are doing here is just basically giving our honest, like, view of what we think we notice. We're just updating what we think we notice on Ringo. You might say, oh, still looks great, but you could tell he's got a little thing here. Whatever it is, he looks fantastic. Okay, what's my favorite horror movie from the 1980s? Boy, that's hard to say. There's so many. Well, first of all, I love the Friday the 13th series, so Friday the 13th, that whole series is among my favorite. But I like the movie Fright Night from 1985. I'm trying to think of 80 because the 80s are not my favorite genre for horror films. But I'm thinking of things that stand out. I'm sure I'm going to forget a lot of them, but I do like Friday the 13th, in particular, Part 4, that's called The Final Chapter, and Part 6, Friday the 13th, 6, Jason Lives. Those are my favorites of those. There's a movie called, I guess, Maniac from 1980 that I like. Um, I'm trying to get them all, but Fright Night is one, a vampire movie that I like from '85. Do you have the red and the blue CD sleeve package or separate CDs? No, I'm afraid. I'm afraid I didn't wait for that. So there you go. He's English. The land of horrible teeth. Yeah, I got you. What's this here? Okay. All right. I like the Stones, but to tell you the truth, I don't really have an opinion on that. Whether it's Brian Jones, Mick Taylor, or Ron Wood, don't have an opinion on that. Uh, yeah, I really don't like. I hate American Werewolf in London. I hate that film because it's stupid. I do not like stupid film. When you say funny, the word funny should never apply to a horror film, in my opinion. Never. And I have nothing wrong with what I call comic relief. I like comic relief where it's a horror film and there's a few like funny moments in there for relief. But a film that's mostly comedy, I don't like for horror. The Shining, it's funny. I don't know if Henry is here right now, but I I don't really care for The Shining. But the funny thing is, it's playing in a movie theater December, but I don't think this month. But I don't think I'm going to be able to see it to make it. I might see it. Okay, we got Child's Play and The Gate. Thanks. I'll check out Fright Night. Okay. I don't believe that the I don't believe that the White Album was released in 1987. I have one that says 1988 on it. So you might say, even though it says 1988, it might have come out in 87, but mine says 88 on it. Yes, there was a Jason Friday the 13th movie where he was in outer space. It's called Jason X, and it's one of the least of the series for me. I'm not a big fan of the Scream movies. No, the Scream movies in the '90s and stuff, not really. And Scream is just coming along late in the game. Uh, no, I don't do no. Thanksgiving does not have a funny undertone to it, not at all, not in the least. You see, that's the kind of thing. If you're talking about the trailer, there was a silly trailer that was made for the Grindhouse movies by, I guess Eli Roth did it, right? There was a joke trailer made called Thanksgiving many years ago, and I think that's what you're reacting to. But the new movie Thanksgiving is not stupid at all. I've seen I think three of the Hellraiser. I don't know how many there are, but I saw the first and the second, maybe the third, but they don't really do it for me. Drew Barrymore can't act for crap. Well, see, Scary Movie, that's different. Scary Movie is all out comedy. Scary Movie is a spoof. I saw a few. I saw uh, two or three Scary movies also. But to me, that's just all out comedy, straight comedy. So was Saw X really good? For me, it was. I mean, you have to enjoy those films, but I think to me, Saw X is the best of the entire 10 films, or however many. Yeah, the 10 films, right? Yes, I've seen Ed Wood, and Ed Wood is a good movie. The problem with it is not factual. It is not factual. It slams Bela Lugosi and tries to make him, sympathetic, that you feel sorry for Bela Lugosi and all that. But a lot of it is just not true. Like a lot of those biopic movies. For those who don't know, Ed Wood is was a director, a movie director who made really terrible movies. And at the end of Bela Lugosi, who played Dracula, Bela Lugosi's life, um, he like worked for Ed Wood, because he needed money, so he did anything. But a lot of it's just not true. Factually incorrect. A lot of it. There you go. I totally prefer the U.S. version with Helen Wheels. I mean, it depends what you grow up with. Just like I prefer the U.S. version of Rubber Soul with the Beatles because I grew up with the U.S. version. I also prefer Helen Wheels with Band on the Run, and I think it's crazy when it's not on the album. That's just the way it is for me. I know Paul didn't want it on the album. He wants Helen Wheels as a single, usually, in the UK. But it really adds to the album, in my opinion. Hey, Woodland Goblin says, "Here, Henry, now Drew Barrymore is chunky." Well, so are you. You're chunky too. The two of you could be chunkies together. You know? Two chunky candy bars. Woodland Goblin and Drew Barrymore. She is. My favorite actor who played in Albert Hitchcock movies? I don't know. I guess I'm going to go with, I'm supposed to say Jimmy Stewart, right? I don't know. It depends on the movie, not the actor, but maybe I'll go for Anthony Perkins with Psycho. I hate the Brendan. Let me tell you something. You assume correctly. First of all, I did not see Tom Cruise's The Mummy. I would not see it, but I hated with an unbridled passion, unfathomable passion. The 1999 movie, The Mummy, with Brendan Fraser. I was in that theater. If I had a gun, I would have shot out this movie screen. I hated that movie. It was stupid, it was laughable, it was comical and corny, and it was terrible CGI. I hated that. The Mummy from 1999 with Brendan Fraser is the epitome. It completely encapsulates everything that I despise about modern cinema. Okay. Well, that's the problem is, when they made it, they got rid of Tobin Bell, the Tobin Bell character they killed off in part 3. And then they had to make the rest of them without him, and they tried to do them in flashback sequences, memories, and all this kind of stuff. Um, it's funny that The Outer Limits is a great classic show, and I'm totally unfamiliar with it somehow. Same thing with Night Gallery, like a horror show, classic show that I somehow never got into or to see. Weird thing about I've just seen a face on the American Rubber Soul. It was originally on the Help album. It wasn't recorded during. Yes, that's true. Yes, it doesn't. Well, I'll tell you something else. Did you know that the song "Wait," the song that's on both the UK and the US, the song "Wait," is also a help session track. Okay, that wasn't included on Help. That was left over from Help also. Isn't it sad that Denny Lane, together with his wife, had to collect money for his treatment of his disease in recent years? Absolutely sad. And also sad is that whatever they might have accumulated, it didn't help because he died. Hello, James. Good morning. Yes, I've heard about this. Band on the Run is up. Yes. We've heard that before. I'll have to check that out later. Thank you. And I still say that the song "I've Just Seen a Face" doesn't sound right on the Help album. It sounds right on Rubber Soul. Paul was a little ahead of his time. It's got that acousticy, different sound of Rubber Soul. I mean, I don't know why people prefer it on Help. I don't understand it. Now, I realize that's the way the Beatles originally released it. I realize that's the way it was intended. That's the album it was intended for, Help. But I've Just Seen a Face is such a good opening song. Such a good album opener with that guitar. Yeah, record companies butcher records, and in the case of Capitol Records, they did a fantastic job. Meet the Beatles is a great album. The Beatles' second album is a great album. Beatles 65 is a great album. Yesterday and Today is a great album. Magical Mystery Tour by Capitol is a great album. So great and so liked that they eventually everybody adopted it. Now, the UK template of Magical Mystery Tour is now the standard Magical Mystery Tour album for everybody. So this stuff about Butcher, you could make an argument that the early Beatles is lacking. There's lacking some stuff and stuff, but it's really good. I don't like Help. I don't like the uneven side of Help. I hate that's for that reason. Help is gonna go one of my least favorite albums. The problem is I love all the movie songs on side one, but side two is a mess. So there's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true to make a better day. Just you and me. How's that? Is that a good impersonation of Dylan? I think it was. I do. I like that one. I could do it even better if I do it again. I think I did. I could have done something with a little. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And if anybody feels inclined to help out and show their appreciation with the tip jar below, that would be very, very beneficial to me, and I'd appreciate it. Not required, but encouraged. Thank you. Yeah, I got an itchy ear, man, lately. I don't know what the hell. Jeez. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Dizzy Miss Lizzie. I always liked that track. But then people said, "Oh, I hate Miss Dizzy Miss Lizzie. I hate Dizzy Miss Lizzie." Now it's like one of the most despised Beatle tracks, and they say because the guitar is too repetitious. But John's voice is so rocking on that, and I definitely say Dizzy Miss Lizzie, as performed at Shea Stadium concert in '65, is definitely one of my favorite performances of that concert. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I think there's some weak track on there. I think Act Naturally is a weak track. And I think that even Tell Me What You See, I like Tell Me What You See. Here we go again. I like Tell Me What You See. I like Tell Me What You See. However, Beatles standards, it's just something not, it's weak for the Beatles. That's two I could think of. I'm trying to think what else there is on there. You know. Oh, also, You Like Me Too Much is there. Now, I always defend that song, You Like Me Too Much. Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, I just thought of that. I love you. I've come to really like and You Like Me Too Much, the George song, a lot. But still, You like me too much. Tell me what you see. Act naturally. Those are three of the weaker Beatles songs overall, I think. Even though I like all three to a point, you know. Let's see. Here we go again. Okay, then I always get into this debate with people. Then you tell me, what are some of your least favorite Beatles songs, and I'll pick on you for those. Which one? What would you put? Give me some songs that you put. Don't give me stuff like "You Know My Name," "Revolution 9." I'm not talking about stuff like that. Okay, if you think whatever you say, people are free to like what they want. No, no, I'm not going to go for this. I'm not going to go for this nonsense at all. I'm not going for that. Okay, because everybody, even if you love them all, I'm asking you least loved. Okay, you love them all, but now I'm asking you, give me two or three of your least loved Beatles songs. If you were going to list them from number one to number 210 or whatever they have, what would be 209, 210, 208? I want to know, okay, what it is, even if you love them all. If you can't do that, then you're a coward, Woodland. I'm calling you out. You have to be able to do that. But it's funny, some Beatle fans can never do this. They just never do this. You always say what you're doing is kind of it's good, but it's we, it's filler. And you say, oh no, I love what you do. It's like, well, what, you really can't, you know. Oh, there you go. There's a couple. See, Henry has no problem. What goes on and all together now. There you go. Well, what goes on is not on the Rubber Soul album in the U.S., so we get spared what goes on. All together now is definitely one of my least favorite Beatles songs for sure. But I'm asking Woodland Goblin. Everybody else is coming up with stuff. I'm only sleeping. Hold me tight. I love Hold Me Tight. Watch it. Uh, but, no, but that's an example. But I don't know if Woodland can do it. I don't know if he's willing to do it. Some people are so afraid to pick their like least favorite Beatles songs or something. They're afraid that sometimes you ever see when you ask people to pick favorites or least favorites, I should say. What's your least favorite album? Oh, I love them all. And I say, okay, you love them all, but which one do you love the least? And they go, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. And I say, you're not going to do what? What are you afraid that the master tapes are going to self-destruct if you do it? Are you afraid that you're going to be like your name is going to be printed on a billboard with a photo of you saying this person dislikes a Beatles album, or this person chose such and such a song as their least loved Beatles song? I don't know what people are so afraid of. Well, I'm sorry, Woodland. Your credibility's down the toilet with me. I don't know how else I can rephrase this, but I'm going to rephrase it one more time, and then if you don't want to answer, that's up to you. But I don't believe you can't do. I don't believe you can't do that when it comes to the Beatles. I'm not even saying a song you hate or a hate or song you dislike. I'm asking you for your least loved Beatles songs. And by the way, when you say that, you don't mean Revolution 9 also, do you? You don't mean uh, Wild Honey Pie also, do you? But those don't really count because they're cheats. They're too easy. Good morning, Psychos Platters, Paul. Cheers. Yes, indeed. Alrighty, let's go. Got a little bit of that gave me a little bit of energy for the morning. But that just drives me crazy, folks. It does with Beatle fans that are like that. That's why they got reputation like that. Beatle fans that they can't ever criticize anything about the Beatles, and it's not even criticize. I'm saying, you can love 20 songs. You can love all 20 songs, but if you had to pick one that you love just a hair, just a smidgen less than the others, you can't pick one. That's crazy. You're hopeless, Woodland. You don't realize. You think I'm kidding around, but really, my respect for you goes down a big, 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 big mile with that. He's afraid. He's afraid that if he picks one, that the master tapes are going to disappear. If Woodland Goblin picks a song that he loves, instead of loving it 100%, he loves it 99.9%, but he can't say it. He just can't say one. It's crazy. And it's also impossible. It's not true. It's not true. It's not true. Do you love I don't know only a northern first of all, again, this is tough talking Beatles. I love the song by George, Only a Northern Song. I love it. I think it's an overlooked song, underrated. But Woodland would say, do you love Only a Northern Song as much as you love Yesterday? Do you love, I don't know, trying to think, do you love What Goes On as much as you love Eleanor Rigby? Come on, Woodland. Yes, I agree with you. To me, I have to have the false start of I'm looking through you. That's the only way to start that song. Yeah, see, I know what you're saying, Paul. He says all bands, great or not, have clunkers. That's for sure. We know the Monkees, my other favorite band, definitely had some clunkers too. Well, the thing I'm saying is, I'll even go this way. I don't think the Beatles have any clunkers at all in their catalog, except for stuff that obvious cheap shots like Revolution 9, Maggie May, Dig It, Wild Honey Pie. You know my name. I'm not talking about those like novelty songs or quick pieces, little smidgens of things. I'm talking about out of all the regular songs, I personally don't think the Beatles have a clunker song at all in their entire catalog, other than those offbeat things. But there are some that are just they're pretty good. You know what I mean? But not great. Or even if you want to say there's some that are good but not great. I always say the Beatles catalog goes from good songs to great songs. Um, but no, but if you're not willing to say which one you think is great or just slightly less great, you got a problem. You got a problem there, Woodland. Maybe your wig is on too tight. Run so far from brainwash. There you go. Very good. It's only love, not one of my favorites. Even John thought it was weak. I agree with you. I love the night before. I absolutely do. I'm happy just to dance with you is kind of mediocre. Uh, very good. The Ruddles, very good. Yeah, well, help me, Marcus. It's so tough doing this. It's so tough doing this. I know what you're saying. You wouldn't even call Revolution 9 a clunker. I hear what you're saying, though. I think the influence of the song alone, the coolness provides it a great merit. I love Revolution 9 where it is on the White Album. Next to last song, just before Good Night. Good Night makes everything okay and peaceful again. I like listening to Revolution 9 when I play the entire White Album because I think it's so great that so many weird things on there. But look at this. Look how Woodland is very quiet. I'm asking you a question, Woodland. Do you think that um, Within You Without You or It's All Too Much or It's Only a Northern Song is up there with Yesterday or Eleanor Rigby or All My Loving or Here, There, and Everywhere? Do you think so? Come on, Woodland. Don't be ridiculous. Everything the Beatles did was perfect. No, it wasn't. Magical Mystery Tour was a flop of a TV film. A flop. So not everything they did was perfect, but close to it. Close. They're probably, I would say, the Beatles come more close to perfect than most anybody else. As close as you can come to perfect are the Beatles, but they're not perfect. And let's be fair about it. Some fans are not willing to say it. What does this mean? What does that mean? And what does that mean? I don't understand. What do you? Oh, I agree, David. I agree, David. Who's David? Oh, this. Yeah. Everything the Beatles did was perfect. And Woodland Goblin says, thumbs up. Aw, Woodland Goblin, the sycophant of the Beatles. I agree, David. Sycophant Woodland, sycophant. Okay, sycophant Goblin, I'm going to call you from now on. She is sycophant. There you go. I once asked Tom and Andy a question saying, don't you wish songs like Savoy Truffle and Happiness is a Warm Gun would be considered on the same level as Let It Be, Hey Jude? They said they are. I don't know what to respond to that. They are, those wouldn't be on my bottom list. Any of those songs you named. Do you think '79 Back to the Egg TV special could be considered the first video album? I don't know what order they came in, but Blondie in 1979 did an Eat to the Beat video album. I don't know if that was the first one, but I know Eat the same year as Back to the Egg. Can anybody hear this? I want to know right now. Can you hear the? I want to know how good this works. Can you hear them mowing the lawn outside my window? I want to know if anybody can hear it. Glass Onion is great. Wondering if Glass Onion, I Am the World are the first songs in music history that makes callbacks to previous songs. Oh, I don't know that. I don't know. What was the year? Didn't Harry Nielsen do a song once? Where Harry Nielsen did a song where he's mentioning song titles. Yeah, I consider myself a Beatles fanatic too, but when you're a Beatles fanatic who is blind, when you're such a Beatles fanatic that you're not willing to see the truth, and you're conning yourself into believing that you love every one of the Beatles songs equally, 100% equally, not even 99.9999% less for one song, you're full of shit. And I'll call you on it. I'll call you right on it. Okay? Good morning, Eddie. You're full of it, Woodland. You're full of it. Sycophant Woodland. Sycophant Goblin. Fix it a hole. Okay, I can hear the mowing. I can hear it. Yeah, it's probably not as loud as it would be if I didn't have this on. Well, you see, like again, Stephen, those songs to me personally, stuff like Wild Honey Pie, Why Don't We Do It in the Road, those songs, I don't even consider them real songs. They're just like I don't know, whatever. But for you, Blue, Old Brown Shoe, What Goes On Within You Without You, there you go. But you say don't listen to them. See, that's again, I can't stress this enough. I may pick songs that I feel are lesser gold from them, but that doesn't mean I don't think it's still gold. Just slightly by a hair lesser. And I've said this a million times, but yet, no. Well, you could say what you want. In my opinion, it's not about emotions and feelings. It's about being unbearably biased and not willing to be critical because you're afraid to harm your poor boys. So you're a sycophant, Woodland, and I'm going to keep calling you that. I hope you'll stick around, but I'm going to call you Sycophant Goblin from now on. There you go. I don't consider Revolution 9 a Beatles song because it's John and Yoko number one. And I think George Harrison is in there as well. And Paul's in there. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. And Paul's in there too, isn't he? I thought he was in there. Well, that I don't do. I don't listen to John Lennon or Paul McCartney. If John Lennon doesn't like "Run for Your Life" or "It's Only Love," I still love both those songs. I don't do that. There you go. Good point. Woodland Goblin. Do you think that Dig a Pony and Let It Be are both equally just as great 100%? Come on. I think that 1989 and 90 concert film Paul Get Back and put it there should be released on Blu-ray. I would have no problem with that. I don't know who this person is popping out of nowhere, but I have a feeling I know who it is. But anyway, there you go. There you go. Blue Jay Way, perfect. Do you think the song "Flying" is one of the Beatles' best songs? Why can't you just say Woodland? Oh, okay. If I have to name a song, I'd say "Flying." I love all the Beatles songs, but "Flying" is probably my least loved by a pinch. You can't even say that, or Blue Jay Way. That's crazy. And he's defiantly sitting up there. A lot of people watching this will probably be look at this. It's a badge of honor. It's a badge of foolery, and I'm going to stick to that. There's a lot of people watching this say, "Look at this guy badgering Woodland Goblin. Let him have his opinion. He says he loves all the Beatles songs equally." Sorry, I don't believe that. Nobody can say that. Nobody. And if you're holding on to that, you are not being honest, in my opinion, with yourself. You're not being honest with yourself. Oh, I love the Beatles at the BBC recording. Some of them are better than others. See what I said there? Some of them are better than others. You know what I mean? Some of them are great, some of them are good, some of them not so good. But there you go. Well, that's the thing. You have to do that. If you don't do that, then you're a mindless sycophant. I once saw a video called "Top 10 Worst Beatles Songs," and guess what? Guy, I mean, I don't have much time left here, by the way. And guess what? The guy put it number two, "The Ballad of John and Yoko." Ridiculous that that's in my. So some people might not like it. I respect people that say I don't care for that too much. And again, people are going to get so sick of me saying this. I'm not saying you have to hate the song or not like the song. All I'm saying is there's one song that you love 99.9% instead of 100. It's so childishly stupid that I can't believe it. Emotions and feelings cannot be divorced from thoughts or truth. Don't you agree? I don't. In some cases, I don't. I got to think about that one. They should be able to be divorced. Yeah, absolutely, it should be able to be divorced. For example, in a movie, I could say that there's a movie that I absolutely love. I'm completely emotional about this movie. I think it's such a wonderful movie. I love it. But on a technical standpoint, I realize it's not well made. It's not very well made. It is a poor movie. It's poorly made. It's a bad movie, but emotionally, I connect with it. So I don't agree with that. Thank you, Alan. Thank you for sharing. Oh, okay. All right. Well, thanks for commenting. Appreciate that. Well, I'm going to say whatever you could say what you want. I don't believe it's his honest opinion. I believe he's deluding himself and us. I do not believe that every song in the Beatles catalog he loves equally 100% the same. That there's not even one that's 99.9% that he loves. I don't believe that. And I don't care. Opinion is one thing. You can have an opinion. People here watching, I know it's some of the trolls that want, "Oh, he's not letting him have his opinion." Copy this bit. I'm going to stick to what I say. I'm going to stick with what I say. I don't believe him. And that's it. Dun, 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 dun. I just don't believe him. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. Is Now and Then as good as A Day in the Life? There you go. Maybe he'll pick Now and Then, but I don't know if that's a good example. But I'm sure he thinks that Blue Jay Way is just as good as For No One. I'm sure he feels that way. I don't know what you're asking me, Earth. I really don't understand what you're asking me. Is your decision based on truth or not? No, it's based on emotion. I'm saying even emotionally, whether it's true, it's emotional. I'm saying even if you have an opinion and you have an emotion, still emotionally, you have to. It's possible to connect emotionally with a song one thread less than another song. It's just ridiculous. I'm sorry. I can't believe you're going to tell me that Woodland Goblin connects emotionally and feels something emotionally for every single one of them. You know, I can't believe that. I really get a kick out of Woodland Goblin putting his thumb up and his smile as if he thinks that he's doing something noble or something. But actually, in my opinion, you're sounding less respectable the more you do that. But so a lot of people watching this, some people will say, "Oh, this guy's not letting Woodland Goblin have his opinion." And I'm saying, "Yeah, please, by all means, have your opinion." I'm saying you're deluding yourself. I don't believe that's your opinion. I don't believe your honest opinion, if you're honest with yourself, can be that every one of the Beatles recorded things is exactly equally as 100%. That's crazy. It's just crazy. Something could be 99 point. Notice I'm not saying 5% or 10%. I'm saying 99.9%. I tell you, this is one of the best discussions I think, or debates that we've had. This is a fine debate, and I'm enjoying that. Do I believe in numerology? No, I don't. I don't. Well, here's the thing. I say the same thing. The reason some people feel that ranking songs is lame is because they feel very much pressure and nervous and paranoid and afraid to list their songs in preference. There's nothing wrong with ranking songs, just that some people get so pressured by doing that because I don't know what they feel, that they feel that if they rank their songs from least favorite to most favorite, or most favorite to least favorite, they feel like the master tapes are going to disintegrate. They feel like their reputation is going to be shot. They feel like they're doing something bad to their boys, the Beatles. They're actually going to put Hey Jude as number one, and they're actually going to put help me here because I got to think, and they're actually going to put You Know My Name, Look Up the Number as number 201. Oh, I can't do that. I can't say that. Come on, please, give me a break. Hello, Peter Boothroyd. Yep, music is all about emotion. And if you're honest with yourself, there is no way that every one of the Beatles recorded catalog songs and snippets and things and Her Majesty, all this stuff, gives you the same 100% level of emotion. Something must give you 99.999%. I'm sorry. There's no way I'm going to buy that. You just you're just afraid. You're just afraid to like this. It's almost like a parent, exactly. But you see, I don't look at this as a good thing, a comparison, because you say it's almost like a parent saying which one of their children they love the best. The Beatles are not your children. The Beatles songs are not your children. They're songs. Okay, so it's not this. It shouldn't be the same as with children. But even parents, if they're honest with themselves, if they're honest with themselves, and they have, let's say, they have five children, I'm sure there's one they prefer, or maybe one that they think is the one that's a little slower, maybe the one that's not as swift, maybe the one that gets in more trouble, tends to like get in trouble in school more, causes them an aggravation. Don't give me that. Sorry. You know, I don't know what you're talking about. You're trying to turn this into a twisting kind of Freudian thing, and I don't know what you're talking about. What I said about is that an emotional opinion based on truth? What you just said about the movie? Well, remind me of what that is, because like I said, I'm going to say I'm just repeating it again. I don't know what you're talking about. It's not an emotional. What I'm saying is, if a movie like how can I say it? Plan 9 from Outer Space, and a lot of you may not have seen Plan 9 from Outer Space. I think Plan 9 from Outer Space is a fun, enjoyable movie. Why is it fun and enjoyable? Because it's bad. So bad it's good. But it is a badly made movie. I can say that. I don't say just because, emotionally or I have fun with it. And I have, of course, a nostalgic connection to it, that it's the best movie ever made. One of my, here, for example, to me, one of my all-time favorite movies, which I talk about, it hits me on a nostalgic and emotional level, is the movie The Omega Man, Charlton Heston from 1971. That's in some ways that's my favorite movie of all time. I love that movie. Do I think it's the best movie ever made? Hell no. I could say that. You know what I mean? Oh, it's all in the mind, all right. And your mind is not being your mind is kind of wacky when it comes to the sycophant goblin. And I'm not. I hope you know we're playing here. You and I have been together a long time with this, 10 years or so. We can joke with each other, but I'm just saying. Oh, we're doing this again, trying to irritate me. Is that what it is? Oh, we're doing this again. Okay. Sorry, folks. If and that's another thing. If he's doing it just to irritate me, and he actually doesn't believe that every song is the same great. If he doesn't believe that, well, then that's something to look down on too on him. You don't do that. Got to be honest. Perhaps Woodland is a diehard Beatles fan. Trish, in all the years I've known you, I've never felt like this. You're telling me I'm not a diehard Beatles fan? I'm a diehard Beatles fan too. But even a diehard fan has to be honest and say when something's not so good. Nobody can tell me that Magical Mystery Tour is a great movie. I don't care how much I love the Beatles. Exactly. So you're trying to tell me I'm not a diehard Beatles fan? Is that what you're saying? So we got a little bit here. Here we go. We got a little revelation here. According to DJ Trish and Woodland Goblin, you can't be a diehard Beatles fan if you don't say you can't pick a least favorite Beatles song. So you see what I'm trying to say? That says a lot. What that says is that Woodland Goblin doesn't want to be known as not a true diehard Beatle fan. In his mind, that equates not being a true fan. So that goes to exactly what I said from the beginning in this amazing debate. There's a reason why he's not being honest with himself. The reason why he's not being honest with himself is because, ta-da, he would not be considered a diehard Beatle fan or true fan if he was to dare to say out of their 200 plus songs, this is the one that I rank, that I love just a hair less than the others. Okay? He doesn't want to ruin his image as a diehard Beatle fan. There you go. You proved my point. Every Beatles song makes me feel great. Every Beatles song. Okay. I would say that every Beatles song I enjoy. Again, I don't know what the hell's wrong with you. Okay, they all make you feel great. Which one or two make you feel just a pubic hair less great? I don't understand. I'm not saying you don't have to. You can find it great. It can make you feel great, but just one not as great as the other. I don't get it. Believe me, I know I'm getting really intense here, but it just brings out the worst in me. This stuff. I can't believe people. I can't believe people. I don't know. I don't know if Woodland is trying to stir the pot. I think he really believes this. There you go. I don't love every Beatles song equally, and that doesn't mean that you have to hate any of them. You just don't love them all just the same equally. You're out of your mind, all right? I'm not going to play this Dr. Sigmund Freud game with you, whatever it is you're trying to play here. Do you have proof? You're crazy, okay? I'm not playing that game with you, Earth. Not today. Does Revolution 9 make you feel great, Woodland? He can't even say my least favorite Beatles song is Revolution 9. He can't even say that. He can't even say the least great. It's amazing. It is amazing. I missed about three of your comments. Oh, let me go back, Michael. I wouldn't want to miss any of your comments. I don't want to offend you. Uh, okay, back in the USSR is good. Well, I don't. Okay, I don't know where that's even coming from. Okay, you like back in the USSR? I don't want you to feel bad. Let me get them all. I hear it. Okay. Well, how is that a comp? Oh, I said that. Oh, you hear that? You hear the lawn? Everybody. Did I get everybody? Hold on. I hear it. I hear it. Yes, I hear the mowing a little. It's tough, man. It's tough dealing with this stuff sometimes, really. I'm not making any empty claims. I don't care what you say. Everything I said makes perfect sense. And for me to repeat it the third or fourth time, just to reiterate it, isn't going to help you, obviously. Nothing false about it, okay? Woodland is just playing you, and by extension, all of us at this point. Ronster, no, you're wrong. Well, I know Woodland Goblin a long time, and I think that he actually, if he believes that Paul McCartney's really dead, he can believe that all the Beatles songs he loves 100% equally, all of them. None of them even 99.9%. So there you go. So there's nothing empty. There's nothing empty claims about saying that you could enjoy a movie, but realize intellectually it's not very good. Anyway, on a technical thing. On the other side, there could be a movie that's great, like Gone with the Wind. I saw Gone with the Wind. I think Gone with the Wind is a fantastically made movie. It's a great movie the way it is, but emotionally, it does nothing for me. Well, that's what it is, Robbie, and that's always the problem. That's always the problem. Are you a psychiatrist, Earth? If so, I think you should try another profession. Okay, I don't think you're really that good as a psychologist. What do you do for a living? Because I think you're in the wrong profession. I don't think you're very good as a psychologist. And I'm telling you, I'll put it this way for you if you don't like it. I am saying that emotionally, Woodland Goblin is lying. He's lying to himself and to us, but mostly to himself. You can't tell me. I don't believe for a fact that 210 songs here on all the Beatles catalog or whatever they made, 210 songs, can make him feel the same emotionally. Not even one. And remember, I'm talking about a hair. I'm not talking about hating it. I'm talking about just a hair less. I don't buy that. I don't think that's possible for any human being. Okay. Now you could say there's 200, say 200 songs out there in general, you know, by different people. I can name 200 songs I think are all great, right? If we make a list of our great songs, but in the Beatles catalog itself, one catalog, you can't tell me that all 200 of those songs are on an equally emotional for him. That's what I'm saying. Did I word it better for you? Well, then again, let's talk about emotional. Let's stick with emotionally. Because I guess we should stick with emotions, right? Talking emotionally, how something is, rather than not just how something is on a technical basis. Because you could say technically, people could say technically, Abbott and Costello's films are not as good technically, but emotionally, you feel an emotional connection. I'm not denying that Woodland Goblin feels emotionally bound to all these songs. I'm just saying, if you can't pick even one song out of 200 of them that maybe is just a sliver less emotional, it's not. There's got to be songs like that, and I don't buy it. And I know I'm repeating the same thing, but that's because we've got so many people in the comments. We're bringing this stuff up again and again. Everybody's got their opinion. I don't think so. I don't think Earth is you know who at all. No. I also think you know who would agree with me completely on this particular issue. Yeah, yeah, I understand that. I understand that. All is very good. We're supposed to go to breakfast soon. I got to get off here very quickly because we're running late here. But yeah, all is good. It's just that this is a very weird debate today, and there you go. I don't think Woodland Goblin is trolling. And I don't think he's lying either. Even though I kind of said that, I don't mean. I think he's lying to himself. I think he's like deluding. It's something in his brain that he feels like he has to. These are his babies. The Beatles are his babies. They're his boys. He's children. He can't say he likes even one song a smidgen less than the rest of them. He can't do that. He doesn't. He's not willing to do that for some reason. Probably because he wouldn't be considered a Beatles expert or a Beatles fan or a Beatles diehard or whatever it was. Are you kidding? I've asked Woodland to say out of all the songs that he loves, name one that's just a slight thread hair or just a hair less loved than the rest, and he won't give me that. You think he's going to tell you what he thinks the worst song is? Never, never. No, Woodland's already gone on the record as saying solo tracks he can do that with. Isn't that funny? Solo tracks I can do that with. I can say which one, but the Beatles, oh, the Beatles. You can't possibly do that with the Beatles. He can do that with the solo Beatles because it's you know why? There's not as much of a stigma on the solo Beatles of greatness as there is with the Beatles. You know, you have to understand something, Earth. You can't say something like, "Why would that be impossible?" when you're not telling me what you're talking about. Because I'm reading a lot of comments here, and when you do a straight comment like, why would that be impossible? Now I don't know which one of my comments you're reacting to, you see. You have to say, why would blank, 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 blank be impossible? Because I've been through a lot more thoughts since, and I don't know which one you're asking about. Oh, it's fun, all right. Well, I stick by everything I said, absolutely. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. I should actually be getting off by now, but this is just too much fun. Now, people watch this, they think, this guy really got upset. He got really irate. I'm just passionate. I'm just into it. I love it. I love the juices flowing, the conversation, the debate, the Donnybrook, whatever you want to call it. It's great. It's great. It's what this is about. Right? Sitting here. Yes, everybody. My favorite movie is A Hard Day's Night. Yes, everybody. I would say probably, I think my favorite Beatle is John. Thank you. My favorite ice cream is chocolate. This is a little bit more interesting to me, you know? There we go again. Have you listened to anything that I said? Have you listened to one stinking friggin' thing that I've said? I said more than once. He can not only it's perfectly fine to love all the Beatles songs, but you can't tell me there's not one that you love a hair less than the others. You can love all of them. You don't have to not like or love any of them. I said this, so that I think what you're saying here, and he agrees. So both of you completely just eradicates everything you've said because you're not even listening. You haven't heard me say that over and over and over and over again, and that's it. Nobody could like them all equally, and that's it. Okay. Love it when Joe rants. A lot of people, you got to rant here, folks. I'm sorry, but stupidity brings out the worst in me, and it's always been that way. And that's it, So that's how I feel about it. Yes, I seem to remember a weird take about Imagine weeks back. Yeah, weird. and he's still yanking my chain. Why not? Why can't everybody love them equally? Because it's not human. Okay, it's not human, and that's it. Okay, how could you prove that? How could you prove that? Because it's not. Everybody listening to this knows that it can't be done. Okay, if you're honest with yourself. Okay, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Everybody knows that. By not picking one song that's a hair less than the others actually devalues all the others. Well, pineapple on pizza is simply a matter of opinion. Some people like pineapple on pizza, some don't. But nobody's going to tell me that you could. You know what? I'm going to say the same thing over and over again. Nobody's going to tell me that every one of the Beatles songs is equally as loved. It's just not possible. And that's that. Is that really you, Danny? You come on here and you tell me to relax? After all this time, I've been waiting to see you, and you come on here just to tell me to relax. I am relaxed. After I get out of here, I'm going to just laugh my ass off. I'm going to go. I'm going to get in the car. I'm going to have a good breakfast. I don't know what you're talking about, but I like to have this discussion and debate. And if that's really you, Danny, I don't know where you've been, why you're not coming up here and sharing time with us. I don't know where you've been. All right, Earth. With this, we're done. Because you're not gonna play. You've already been playing this double talk shit with me, and it's not gonna happen anymore. Okay, go and get another profession. Be something else, because you ain't no good psychologist or psychiatrist, whatever you think you are. All right. Well, if it's you, why don't you come up once in a while? I don't understand. Right now, I gotta go. It's too bad I gotta go because I should have left here 10 minutes ago, but this was getting too much fun. That's what you hear what I said? Fun. So you people, I'm not ready. Well, when you say I'm on fire, it's not as bad as it looks. You know what I mean? People think, "Oh, this guy's really this is invigorating. This feels good. It's good to get those juices flowing." And I'm gonna have a good breakfast after this, so I'm cool with it. Anyway, seriously, Danny, it's good to have you back here, and I hope you'll come on once in a while. Not today because I gotta leave, but yeah. So anyway, folks, that was it. I think this was fantastic. This little debate. Okay, Danny, I'm gonna hold you to that. Cheers, Danny. Yeah, it'll probably just be today. It'll probably be eggs today. I don't eat them every day. Hey, Earth, I've been using argument. I've been making valid, lucid arguments this whole freaking time. Okay? There you go. There's somebody that likes Danny. I different things. I'm trying to eat better. I stick mostly with eggs because we got to get protein and not a lot of carbs and stuff. It's not like I'm gonna have pancakes or toast or orange juice or anything like that. Sometimes I'll have some oatmeal. I'm pushing this a little farther than we usually, it should have been off by now. But once in a while, I don't eat a lot of bacon. I don't, bacon is not that great for you, but I know some people like Mick 64, if he's watching, will say, well, bacon's okay because it's not carbs. Well, yeah, It's not. Well, here you go again, right? This is the same thing as we're talking about with the song choices. Um, Bacon tastes good. Bacon is good if you're on a you're trying to get rid of carbs, but that doesn't mean just because of that it's good for you health wise in general. I think we should subpoena Woodland's listening records and see which Beatles songs he skips on a regular basis. Even I don't like me. I'll be honest with you. Even though I'm saying this, I don't skip any of his songs on a regular basis. And all kidding aside, Lynette, the whole thing is there'd be no reason for Woodland to skip Beatles songs. I know you're kidding. I know you're playing. But there's no reason for Woodland to skip a Beatles song. He can love all of them. I'm not even challenging his claim that he loves every Beatles song. I'm not even challenging that claim. I'm just asking him to pick one song, not three or four or five. One song that he's willing to say I love just a smidgen hair less than all the others. I still love it, but I love it 99.9%. He can't do that. And the reason that it's not that he can't do it, he's not willing to do it. And he's not willing to do it because he's got some kind of a psychological block. And I think it's because, as has been said earlier, he's a diehard Beatle fan, he calls himself, and he wouldn't be that diehard Beatle fan. He wouldn't be able to look himself in the mirror as a respectable diehard Beatle fan if he dared to pick one song he liked 99.999% instead of 100. One. Crazy, in my opinion. I never skip a Beatles song either. Absolutely not. I listen to them all, every Beatles song. And I enjoy I like every Beatles song. I enjoy every Beatles song there is. There's not one Beatles song they ever did that I don't enjoy, but at least I'm willing to admit to myself and to others that maybe there's at least one song that I don't quite love as much as the others. How about Mr. Moonlight? Do you love Mr. Moon? You love Mr. Moonlight as much as you love Gotta Get You Into My Life? Come on, man. Doesn't mean you don't love it. You can love it, but you don't love it a little. You don't love it one hair less than Got to Get You Into My Life. Hogwash, hogwash. Oh man. Well, wait a minute. Okay, I got you. Okay, if it doesn't matter much, then surely you should be able to name one, right? You just said it here. Why does a smidgen? Why does a smidgen even matter much? If it doesn't matter much, then you shouldn't be afraid to name one. Doesn't mean that much. It's not going to take your reputation down. You could do it. I don't know. I don't even know what the question means, but I don't know what it means. Are they good and bad psychological blocks? I don't know what you're talking about this. All I know is he's got a psychological block. How is it a good question? I don't even think you understand it. The name says it all. Yeah, he's very annoying. He's very annoying with it. Very annoying. Why are you so annoyed? He's playing psychologist here. Why are you so annoyed? It's funny. So you're willing to administer to him, and you're willing to uh, examine him as to why he's getting so annoyed. But at the same time, you won't examine why Woodland Goblin's got some kind of a mental block on his unwillingness to admit that he, like anybody else, can emotionally wouldn't like 220 Beatles songs 100% the same. You can't like get into that. Yeah, yeah. Get a load of this. Get a load of this. Why do we have to be like other people? Don't twist it around. I'm not saying people can't be different and that people aren't different. I'm talking about basic qualities of what it is to be a person. There's basic things that people have. I'm not talking about like emotions here. We all have certain things as humans that are unique to humanity. Don't give me this, okay? Why do we have to be like other people? I'm not making any claims that everybody's got to be 100% the same. So don't put stupid words in my mouth. Well, there'll be fewer words you're going to say around here. Okay. Ah, well, that's true. Do you have a favorite? Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's try it. Woodland, I'm asking you directly. Do you have a favorite Beatles song? If you had to pick the number one song that's your favorite, could you pick one? And if you say yes, be honest now. If you say yes, that proves everything I've said. Can you pick? You're probably going to say, "Oh, I can't pick one." That's even a better. Thank you, Ronster. That puts an end to this perfectly. Do you have a favorite Beatles song or personal favorite or whatever? Just your personal favorite, not the best. I have lots of favorites. Here we go. I'm asking you to. All right, all right. Just for fun. Name whatever you want. Two, three, four, five, 10. Go ahead. Can you do that? And if you can't do that, that's how we're going to end this. Okay, be honest. I believe you're not trolling. I believe you're not trolling. I believe you really believe this stuff. So I believe you really think this. But I want to see if you could. You say you have lots of favorites. Can you name some of them? Are you afraid that by naming a few, that's going to leave other ones unloved, and people are going to think you don't love the other ones equally? Let's see. I want to see if we can do it before I go, because I got to go. You have lots of favorites. Okay, name a bunch. Just rattle off a bunch. Can you do that? Let me rephrase that. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to do it? You can do it, and you do have feelings like that, but you're not willing to say it. That's what this is all about. He's not willing to. Now this here, I'm thinking this could be playing with me. When you say Woodland is just screwing with you, when he says I'm thinking, hold on, that's screwing with me. Okay, don't give me your thinking. Let's go because I got to go to breakfast. Just name. All I'm asking you is to name a few. You said you have lots of favorites. Obviously, I know you can't write down all of them, but just give me like the first ones that come to mind. Okay, Hey Bulldog is one of his favorites. Okay, we're done. We're finished. I proved my point. This is how it's going to end. He picked Hey Bulldog as a favorite of his. Therefore, all the other ones are slightly lesser than Hey Bulldog. You got it? You got it. This debate is over. I've proven my point. Woodland Goblin, at 1 hour and 33 minutes into this, has picked Hey Bulldog as one of his very favorite Beatles songs, which means that the other ones are even a smidgen of a hair less than Hey Bulldog. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's done. I proved my point. Thank you, Woodland. I knew you could do it. I knew you could pick out song, or at least one song that you like a little bit smidgen hair better than the others. You named one of your favorites is Hey Bulldog. That's it. What a great way to end it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Mwah, Woodland, I love you. I love you, everybody that's here. This is one of the best we've ever had. We went through all of this stuff, and at the end, I gotcha. Okay, thank you for being honest. Thank you for admitting it. We know now that Hey Bulldog is the first one that came out of his mouth when we said his favorite Beatles song, which means there are other Beatles songs that he doesn't like as much of a favorite as that. Okay, and you too, Earth, if you're listening, I just shot you down. I proved you're nothing but a bag of wind, and all your pseudo psychological babble is completely moot. Thank you, everybody. Have a pleasant day.